Hi, Dr. Heather here from Wellspring Chiropractic Lifestyle Center. I wanted to talk about sports injuries today and specifically the lower extremity. So if you've suffered from sports injuries, you know you could have a one-off injury and that takes you out of the game just for a short period of time, or that can develop into chronic injuries, and that's when it really affects our life. So sports injuries can then become anywhere from annoying to debilitating. With the lower extremity, it's important to understand that this is a closed kinetic chain. What I mean by that is it's weight bearing, and so that means that we don't have as much mobility in it in order to have more stability. But when you look at if there's any injury to the lower extremity from a sports injury, it can then lead to problems in other joints along that same biokinetic chain. And in fact, anybody that has had an ankle injury, you're not surprised if you've had multiple ones, because 80% of the time, if you get an ankle injury, it will result in a re-injury of that ankle. And so it's so important to make sure that proper healing occurs. And so when we look at all that kinetic chain, everything from plantar fasciitis that can affect all the way up into the hips, or when we look at the knees, it can be an ACL injury or a meniscus injury, but that can affect the gait, which can then start to affect the hip, and that can even affect the low back and the spine. So what happens in the feet will affect the ankles, will affect the knees, will affect the hips, will affect the low back. It's all related in a kinetic chain. So it's really important, if you do have injuries, to make sure every part of that kinetic chain is being assessed. I hope that you found this helpful. If you did, please share it with your friends and family and like it. And if you have any questions, please post a comment below. And I look forward to sharing more with you again soon.